every New Year's together, so I figured why not this year. But I wanted to switch it up a little this year because, normally we like do the whole resolution thing, but I'm not sure if you've heard resolutions are kind of like a thing of the past. Like, we're leaving those behind in 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, all that. And going into 2024, we're actually doing the ins and outs of 2024. So, what I figured that we'd go ahead and do, as you can tell, I already have your journal and pen right there in front of you. So, I have mine right here. So, what we're going to go ahead and do, just go ahead and flip that baby open. And pretty much, if you don't know what the ins and outs of your year, what you want them to be, they're not really like resolutions or like goals. I would say like they're more like, they don't have to be tangible. Like, they're more like things that you want to work on, like habits, and like they can be like mental, like emotional, spiritual, physical, things like that. But really, like, I feel like they're just habits that you want to create. So, for example, like, I figured that we can reflect on 2023 a little and, like, see where we want 2024 to lead us. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I would say, like, 2023 for me was a year of, like, a lot of, like, reflection, and a lot of, like, self-growth and self-improvement, because I felt like in the previous years, I took care of people a lot more than I took care of myself. And I realized taking care of myself was more important for me, and it's something that I wanted to get back into. So, with that being said, going into 2024, an out is something that you want to get rid of, something that you want to leave behind in 2023. An in is something that you want to bring in with you to 2024. So, an out for me, is definitely going to be, being a people pleaser, or people pleasing, and I feel like that's something that, like, a lot of people, especially you, I've seen you, be like really stuck in that habit of like always wanting everyone to be happy. And like, as good as that is, sometimes we sacrifice our own happiness to get there. But again, you can't help people if you can't help yourself. So, another out that I want to leave behind in 2023 is bad spending habits. So, alright. Bad spending habits. This is something that I have struggled with every year. And every year, I try to eliminate the problem as a whole. But me personally, that's just something like that I enjoy. I enjoy like buying myself things and stuff like that. But I think I need to make smarter financial decisions and like better choices whenever it comes to like money and things like that. Because, I'm at that point where I'm getting older And I do need to start like worrying a little bit more about my future. Um, Another out that I want to leave in 2023 is draining relationships. Draining relationships. Draining relationships. And see, what I mean by that is, like those relationships where like you're putting in, but you're not getting anything out. Like, and sometimes like those are the relationships that we can become so dependent on. So it makes it harder to get rid of those, and being like giving like people pleasing, like, and wanting everyone to be happy and things like that. It can be really like tough to get rid of those relationships because again, you want everyone to be happy. You don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt. But with those draining relationships, at the end of the day, you're the one becoming unhappy, and again, you're not gaining anything from it. So really, like, we just need to leave that out. We need to leave that back in 2023, and we need to bring in fulfilling relationships that are ultimately going to get us further, and things like that. I would say another out that I want to do is, like, I guess, like, not being like truly authentically me. Not being authentic. Not being authentic. And with this, I think like, like being in Texas and everything, like being like Latino and gay and like all like this stuff, like it can be pretty scary. Not everyone has your best interest in mind, so I think it can like cause you to shell up a little bit more and kind of like hide who you are, or kind of like not be like as proud and like loud about it. Not necessarily loud, but like open about it as you should be. And like I think that's something that I really want to work on, because I'm not even gonna lie, like growing up, I didn't want to be Latino, Mexican, like any of that, like, and looking back on it, like it's really sad because like there's so much like culture and like things like that I missed out on, like learning and everything, just because I was like ashamed of like being that for some reason. I don't know why, like, but thankfully like in the past like couple years I've grown and I've learned to like really embrace that. So that's something like that I want to do even more, is like embrace like more of like my culture, myself, and like be more authentic. I want to forgo for out. I'm gonna put chasing romantic relationships. Chasing romantic relationships. And now this, I would say, like, has been like a pretty big thing for me, because I feel like I'm such a like a loving, like giving person. So like being on social media and just like even like going out in public and like seeing like all these couples and everything, and like I feel like, I don't know, it's something like that you kind of like long for. Like, who doesn't want to be loved, on like that deeper like level. It's different like family and like friends and all that, and I don't know, yeah, that's something like that I want to stop chasing, because I want to be content like with myself and again, like for me, like 2024, like I feel like it's gonna be like more of a year of growing and self exploration and really like trying to like figure out who I am as a person. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Obviously, like open to like whatever if it comes naturally, but like kind of like done forcing like those kind of like interactions. Um, Something that I want to put out. And like this doesn't even like they don't have to like make sense or whatever. Like like this is really just for you, like you and me and things that we want. So even if it's not technically like an in or an out, like who cares? Like it's for us. Um. So something else that I want to do in 2024 is I want to stop dreading work. And what I mean by that is, like I feel like oftentimes like we can really like dread like going to work and everything. And I know everyone's situation's different. But I think for me, like thankfully, like I'm really lucky to have a really good job and be able to like work from home part time and also like be in office part time. And a lot of the times, like I can dread it, and I don't know. I don't feel like I'm really like thankful enough for it because, um, I don't know. I know a lot of people would be like really happy and thankful for it. And again, I love the job. It's like the best job I've ever had. But I think that's something that I really want to work on is like being more grateful for like the things that I do have. And yeah, something that I want. Another thing that I want to put out and leave behind is procrastination. Holy cow. If you're anything like me, procrastination is definitely like my worst trait. Procrastination is like honestly like my biggest downfall daily. Um, I don't know, it's something that I really need to get rid of. Like for me, procrastination, it's such like a snowball, like domino effect. And what I mean by that is, like I know like a lot of people think like procrastinations like can just be like putting off like oh like I got like this little thing that I need to get done or like whatever like blah blah blah. But I would say like procrastination for me, it is that, but also like oh like I'll go to the gym in like just 5 more minutes. Um, that first alarm goes off. Oh, just 5 more minutes. And then the next one goes up. 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And like I would say like that's like my biggest problem, or even like needing to like leave to go somewhere. Um, if I need to be somewhere, oh, just 5 more minutes. I'll leave in 5 more minutes. And honestly, it's so bad. Like it really is. I don't know if any of you struggle with this, but like I don't know, like it's really bad. And that's something that I definitely need to leave behind and work on going into 2024. Because, yeah, it's just not good. It's not good. I want to start doing, like, getting on top of, like, things that are, like, better for me. So, something else that I want to leave behind in 2023 is doubting myself. And I would say like self-doubt is like one of the biggest downfalls, and I think it's something that I really try to like work on at the end of 2023, and I want to continue to work on it going into 2024, because self-doubt honestly like it's probably like one of the worst things, just because it stops you from doing things like that you enjoy and things that you love, or things that you could possibly enjoy and love. I know for me personally, like I oftentimes think like, oh, like what's the point, like, or like I don't know, like for working out, like for example, like going into the workout, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna be able to do this today, or like I'm not gonna be able to like do that, or like even like with like YouTube, like sometimes like I have self-doubt. I'm like, I don't even know if I should do that video, or like if I should do this, or like I don't know. It's kind of hard to like explain, like, but really like I would just want to like encourage myself more and like use like more like positive affirmations for myself, just because like one of the things that like I realized, and I've known, but like it's different like knowing and versus like putting it to like action and like actually like listening to it, is, like self-doubt. Like if you don't try, like you'll never know. Like if you never like take that shot or like chance, or if you never like give that hobby or something like a try, like you'll never know if you like it. And yeah, that's something I want to get rid of, is self-doubt, because there's no reason for it. At least if you fail, like you tried, and just try again. I would say another thing that I want to leave behind, that I want to leave out in 2023, is, let me think. I would say another thing that I want to leave behind in 2023 is feeling the need to fit in. I want to leave behind feeling the need to fit in. And I would say, like, I don't know, you would, like, me personally, like, I thought, like, that it's something like that I didn't try to do anymore. But I would say, like, being, like, gay and things like that, and, like, the community and everything, like, I feel like it's very, like, categorized. And I don't know, it's hard because like, I don't really feel like I fit into any of the categories specifically. So it's pretty difficult, just because, like, wanting to like make friends and stuff, like it's pretty difficult, just because if you don't look a certain type of way, or if you don't like do like certain things and things like that, like it's harder to meet people, and it's harder to get like people to like actually like want to talk to you and things like that. So that's something that I want to like work on, or like get rid of, is feeling I need to fit in, because I truly do want to make better and like positive like relationships that are gonna like impact my life and like put me further. So now for the ends that we want for 2024. And I know we kind of already touched on some of them, like I would say, like, between like the outs and everything, like we've already talked about some of the ends, but some of the ends that I want to do is, one, I want to be consistent. Be consistent. With being consistent, I want to be more consistent in YouTube for one. I want to be more consistent in working out, and like even in like personal relationships. I feel like, me personally, sometimes I can get like overwhelmed in like my own personal life, so it kind of causes me to like be inconsistent with like those people I should be more consistent with, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Like sometimes like I'll be having a day and someone will message me, and even though like I see it and like I want to respond, like mentally I don't have like the capacity to do it. Um and I feel bad because like I know how it feels to be like on the opposite end of it, but I don't know, like I just don't feel like I'm at the position to like kind of like maintain that like conversation at that point in time. And then like like whenever like I do like start to like get in a better mindset, I feel like it's hard because I feel like time has passed. So like I don't know, like I feel weird like replying like later. And yeah, I don't know. It's like a snowball effect. So I really want to work on being more consistent. I want to bring in self-care. I would say self-care is kind of like something like that I've always kind of like tried to work on a little bit for a long time. I would say like I neglected it, and you could really like see it in the way like it affected like me mentally, me physically, me emotionally, like and all that. Self-care is different to everyone, especially with like you know like self-care can be like different things to different people, and like I feel like that's pretty obvious. But like self-care for someone might be like doing like skincare routine, or like just like taking a nap, or like playing video games, things like that. Self-care for someone else might be like, I don't know, for me like I enjoy making like ASMR videos. Like it's something that I'm able to like express myself and put like my energy into, because again a lot of the times I have too much energy that I don't know what to do with. And by energy I guess I mean like thoughts. Like I have too many thoughts, like I don't know what to do with them. And that sounds like really like crazy, but I don't know, like I'm just a pretty creative person and I always have things in my mind. Um that a lot of the times I'm too like nervous or like scared to like tell other people. And I guess like scenarios, like role plays and everything, like I don't know, like just an imaginative person. Um, so I want to do more self care, but for me that like involves like skincare and making ASMR videos, and I want to like get back into gaming a little bit more. I want to read. I have so many books that I just haven't read yet because I don't know, I kind of like neglected it for so long, but it's something that I love doing so much. So yeah, if y'all want to see that, if y'all want to hear like any like sort of like reading ASMR, feel free to let me know. Something else I want to bring in to 2022 is spending quality time. And I'll say like spending quality time, like I feel like it's something that I do now, but I want to do it even more, especially with like family and friends, just because I feel like now that I'm getting older, and I say that like I'm not really like old. I'm only 21, turning 22 in January 16th. But like I feel like you start to reflect as you get older, because you kind of like lose that like childhood innocence, or like I don't know, I guess just like overall innocence, or like yeah. And I don't know, it's just weird because like you only have so much time with people, and you don't really like realize that, I guess, until like it's too late. And I think that's something that I really want to work on going into 2024, is spending quality time. for me personally, like, I only I have my grandparents in Mexico, but I haven't seen them in a while, and that's like a little bit harder. But I do have my grandma here in Texas on my mom's side. I want to work on spending more time with her because she is getting older, and I also want to work on spending more time with my parents because they are getting older. And like, I don't know, it's just something like that's so hard to fathom, and I think like that's like a whole another video that I could like do because it's just like such like a like topic, like it's so hard to like comprehend. I mean, I guess for me, like, I don't know, it's just weird. But anyways, yeah, like spending quality time with family and friends, like, I feel like at this age, like people are like moving away, like people are like starting their lives, and I don't know, like it's all starting to become like more real. And yeah, that's something that I really want to do. And then something that I want to do a little bit more of in 2024 is I want to volunteer or like give back. Me personally, like volunteering and like giving back is something like that I enjoy like the most. Like it's something that really fulfills me just because I love helping people. Like I don't know, I just love like making people laugh, like seeing smiles on their faces. And really I just love hearing stories. Like I love hearing like everyone's stories, everyone's background, like where they come from, like what makes them them. Just because like I don't know, like like there's things like that people have gone through like that you would never expect. Until like they tell you or like you really like sit down and listen. So I think that's something that I want to do. Is like I want to volunteer, give back more. I want to like learn more about people. Alrighty, something else that I want to do in 2024. I want to travel more. I want to see more of the world. I know I said I want to like save money and things, but like traveling, like even like if it's just like nearby, I don't know, I want to experience more, and I really want to make more memories, because again, this life's never promised, so make the most of it while you can. Something else that I want to do more in 2024 is I want to learn more. I want to learn more, whether it's about like, like my culture, like myself, other people, like, like not only that, but I really want to get back in school. Getting back in school is like one of my biggest goals. Still haven't exactly decided exactly what I want to major in again. Maybe social work. Maybe want to get back into that. That's like where my passion is. But also thinking maybe like something with like technology or like business. Holy cow, sorry about that. And then lastly, I would say that I really want to reflect more. And with that being said, I kind of like want to like be more in touch like with myself and like my environment and the people around me. I really want to reflect on myself and like my emotions and like actually pay attention to the way I feel and not just like acknowledge it and then ignore it. I kind of like want to like be more like proactive on it. Mental health, physical. I want to grow, and yeah, that's kind of like what I want to do for 2024. So please feel free to tell me some ins and outs for 2024 that you want to work on. Again, this list is not set in stone. It's not something that can't be changed. You know, we grow throughout the year, we evolve, so of course the list is going to change. And I think that's something that's like really good about this in comparison to resolutions. I feel like resolutions, you kind of feel like they have to be set in stone, but these are more like geared towards where you're at that point of the year, or how you're feeling. So, you know, feel free to take away and then add stuff however you like throughout the year. And again, remember that you're loved. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I do hope that y'all have a good new year. And I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon.